LEGO has officially revealed their entire January wave for Marvel, so let's take a look and see what they have to offer. The first set I want to look at is the Epic Battle Spider-Man vs. Sandman. This set will have 201 pieces and retail for $25. This is very similar to what we saw not too long ago from No Way Home with the Sandman Final Battle set, which I love that, and I know many of you guys also love that. And LEGO is doing this from Spider-Man 3. My favorite part is how this is a play and display set, and it has a display plaque on the bottom which says Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man vs. Sandman and Venom, which is great. You could actually break the set right over here down to you could take Sandman off, which I would assume he can rotate depending on where you grab him and rotate him, if I'm not mistaken, but you can break the set apart and play with it in different ways, or you can have it on your shelf and it can display really, really nice. The minifigs are great. I love the 3 minifigs, especially Venom. LEGO always does a great job, I feel, with Venom minifigs, so no complaints for me here with the minifig selection. 3 great minifigs, and it's just about perfect for what they did in this size. Right here, you have another idea of how it can display on a shelf, which looks really nice. I think this is definitely going to be a popular seller come January 1st. Our next set is going to be the Spider-Man car vs. Venomized Wolverine. 134 pieces, $20. Not terrible, even though to me this set feels like a $15 or even $10 set. This has the Marvel licensing with it, so they are going to charge you a little bit more. This isn't a, say, Lego City theme when they can make something like this for $10. I think for most people, or I should say most adult collectors like myself, the Venomized Wolverine is probably the highlight for the set, or a reason that many people will go out and get this set. Now, I realize I'm not the intended or targeted audience for this set, and I'm sure this will make a great birthday or holiday gift for many people. And I think for many people like myself, that Venomized Wolverine will be either A, a main selling point to go out and buy the set in general, or B, you go out and you get the set on a site like eBay or Bricklink, and, well, you get Venomized Wolverine on eBay or Bricklink, which shouldn't be too expensive, being that it's in a $20 set, which in today's day and age of Lego, it seems that these $20 sets are becoming way more far and few between, which is a bit sad. But overall, for what this set is, I do like it. It seems like you have, I want to say, spring-loaded missiles on the front, but this could easily very well just be for design or a type of headlight. This logo for Spider-Man, I don't know if that's a sticker or a printed piece. I'd assume it's a printed piece, but you never know with Lego anymore. For today, as a Star Wars fan, I am scarred with stickers. But speaking of really good minifigs, the Spider-Man vs. Ghost Rider motorcycle really hits the nail on the head. 72 pieces, $10, really good price per piece. And what's even better has to be the Ghost Rider minifig. I love the translucent orange they used on the top for the hairpiece to just show the flames shooting off, and then you have the flames near the mouth and the eyes. Really good. For a lot of people, that minifig alone is going to be a main reason to go out and get this set, which I do not fault you whatsoever. But like for Venomized Wolverine, it comes at a fairly cheap set, so this minifig will not be all too expensive on the secondary market. Which, go ahead, buy that Venomized Wolverine, buy that Ghost Rider. That's at least where my mind is right now. But the bike as itself looks really cool. You have, I want to say if they have a photo of it. Yeah, the translucent orange spring-loaded shooters, which are stud shooters, I should say, which is really nice. I have a ton of red and green from Star Wars, so it's nice to see another color of those those stud shooters. Can't even think. Incorporated in a Lego set. Even though it's in a different theme, it is still cool to have. You have the exhaust or the flames, which is, you know, pretty obvious, but it is a nice bike for $10. This is the price point, I'd assume, for Lego to put a set like this in. And I think, once again, we have another great seller here for people of whether you're a casual fan, hardcore collector, whatever you are. The set's cool, the minifigs are really good, and I'm a big fan of this set, an even bigger fan of the price for this set. The Epic Battle Hulkbuster vs. the Hulk, really cool. You get the Hulkbuster, and you will also get an Iron Man minifig, which can fit inside, which I will throw up on screen. There's only one. This is the only photo we have on Lego.com, which is a bit interesting right now, but then you have Hulk, which is taken over by Wanda, which is really, really cool, as you can see by those red eyes. So much like with the Spider-Man vs. Sandman and Venom, this is another one of those sets that I'm assuming you can break down and display it a little bit differently, have it, if you're going to play with it, in different ways. But 413 pieces, $50. I'm surprised with how reasonably the price per piece, or just what it seems like for value, these sets are. I mean, with, I don't want to say big fig, but I guess if you have Guess for Hulk, I'll call it a big fig. They will charge more because it costs Lego more to make a set like, make that fig, so the price is going to go up, sort of like in Star Wars when they make a Rancor, the price of the set will go up just because of how expensive that mold is to make for them. So $50 for a set with Hulk in it, not too surprising. It's to be expected, but I still think there's more than enough included in the set to really give it that value. I'm a big fan of it. The dimensions of the set are right here, 7.5 inches tall and 5 inches wide. So much like the Sandman set, it is nothing that will be hard to display or play with at all. Great size. I think the price, I'm just amazed at how great these prices are. This past summer with Star Wars, we had the turbo tank, so that still scars me a little bit at least, but wonderful set, and I can't wait to see this one on shelves. We have a new Daily Bugle for $100, 781 pieces, and Lego had wasted no time putting another Daily Bugle on shelves with the larger UCS one for Marvel that ended up retiring. Will be retiring at the end of the year, but I am pretty certain it's sold out. So that's the end of that big set. If you want it now, you're going to have to pay a pretty penny on top of a pretty penny that they were charging for it. You're going to have to pay even more for that set now, but they wasted no time putting another fantastic Daily Bugle out in a much smaller size, but still great minifig selection here. We see them all lined up. I mean, this is just perfect. For me, you have the Venomized Captain America, and then you have Rhino, and I love for Mysterio, you have underneath that helmet, it's kind of hard to see here, but it's almost like the skull, which is really, really cool. So these three minifigs on the far right over here are the three that I like the most. I like all the minifigs included, all 7 of them, and it's one of those sets at $100. If you missed on the larger Daily Bugle, this is a perfect substitute for that. Even if you have that Daily Bugle, this is another set that I would not hesitate to go out and get. It's like with Lego Star Wars, many people have a ton of X-Wings, TIE Fighters. For Marvel, maybe a ton of people are going to start having Daily Bugles. I'm a huge fan of this set, and I did not get the Daily Bugle, which I highly regret. I waited way too long. It sold out way quicker than I thought it would. So this is a set that will definitely be on my radar to picking up in the near future, or at least before it ends up retiring in, let's say, 2 or 3 years. But I just love all the, I'm going to assume these are sticker elements of Spider-Man. You have Mysterio, the Daily Bugle right here. All of these pieces, newsstand, I'm going to assume they are all stickers, but I just absolutely love it. And then so much detail packed into this. I mean, for $100, I really don't think you can beat this at all. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of mocks that people will put on a site like Rebrickable. When if you buy 2 or 3 of these, you could build a much larger scaled version, which will be, I'm going to say, be really cool. I'm excited to see what you guys have to come up with designs for that, as I am excited for. And who knows, maybe I will buy 2 or 3 of those and put together a larger bugle and see how it compares to the original one that ended up coming out or now just retiring. But the set that I think interests the majority of Marvel fans has to be the Iron Man Mark III Collector's Edition buildable fig, which reminds me at least a lot of the Star Wars C-3PO. I feel they took a lot of inspiration from that buildable character and did it for Iron Man. And I love this. 1,297 pieces, $130. It's a fair price. I'm just going to flat out say it. It is a fair price. It has so much detail. I love how it looks on all fronts of it. I think it looks really cool. And if Marvel is going to start tapping into more of these buildable characters, I know we've seen Rocket and then we've seen Groot, but if they're going to start doing stuff like, say, Captain America or more Iron Man suits. I mean, I want to say there's over 80 Iron Man suits. I think it's between like 80 or 90 off the top of my head, but there's over 80 Iron Man suits that you can make for a buildable character. You could have, you know, Mark 25, Mark 26, Mark 27. You guys get the point. You can make at least 5 different buildable character Iron Mans without making it seem like you're just overflowing the market with it. That Lego can do for Captain America. They can do so much. You can do a buildable Hulk, or you can at least do like a bust of Hulk. You can do Black Panther in this size. I mean, they are really starting to tap into a different market, I want to say. I feel for Star Wars, I saw how successful it was, so why not compare it to... So why not try and make it with Marvel and see how it compares to what Star Wars has? Because I feel a lot of people who collect Lego Star Wars are also just Marvel fans as well, and vice versa. So maybe they can carry over some sales for the buildable characters in from Star Wars fans with Marvel. But if we compare this to, say, C-3PO, $140, 1,138 pieces. So you can see the Star Wars tax there. C-3PO, $10 more, less pieces. This set did come out earlier, so right there, you can just tell right off the bat when comparing them from price and piece. They are charging a little bit more for Star Wars just because of that. I don't know if it's how much Star Wars charges for the name or what, but it just seems that Lego will always charge $10 or $15 more for Star Wars sets, which the huge Lego Star Wars fan I am is definitely unfortunate. But you know what? Everyone knows how crazy Marvel fans, Star Wars fans are, and many of us will pay whatever the price is for an item that is really cool, even if it is very overpriced. Yes, I am looking at you still, Turbo Tank. Yes, UCS Death Star. You guys forever and always will haunt me. But I think that this whole Marvel wave in general is very good. I am shocked at how good the pricing is. I don't know what to expect with pricing with Lego anymore. I'm a little bit scarred just from all themes in Lego with pricing, and it seems for whatever reason that this Marvel wave prices don't seem to be out of hand at all. They all seem to be fair. I'm not really shocked at anything. So maybe Lego saw sales from previous themes and sets and said, you know what, maybe we have to tone it down a little bit. Things didn't really go our way last year, but maybe they just want to get off on the right foot, and as the year goes on, they'll start jacking them up again on us. Who knows? But I like to have a positive outlook on things, but I'm very excited for it. If I were to rank these sets, I'd say my favorite would probably be the Iron Man Mark III Collector's Edition, then the Daily Bugle, then I'd probably have to say the Epic Battle Sandman, then the Hulkbuster, and then I'd probably do Ghost Rider, and then the Venomized Wolverine and the Spider-Man car. That would be my ranking just based off what I saw today. But let me know what you guys think about all of this. What sets for the Marvel wave excite you? Do you plan on getting any of them? Waiting for a sale? But don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more Lego content, and I will see you in the next one.